Hello Biology, this is your video to help you get started on the Monohybrid Crosses Practice worksheet. And you'll notice there's multiple parts to this, so we'll go through what you need to do for each part. The first one is matching vocabulary with the definition. So pretty simple. You've probably done this at some point with pencil and paper in your life. So this is the digital version, and all you'll do is you'll put the letter in next to the word that goes with that definition. So if we start with the first definition, a version of a gene, well, I know that there's multiple options or versions for genes, and those are called alleles. And that's because I did my lesson 5.1, so it's stuck in my memory. All right, so we would put A for allele there, so A goes down with that. And then to help you keep track of which ones you've used already, I recommend you highlight the definition and do Alt-Shift-5, and that will cross it out. And that way you can work your way through, and by process of elimination, you make sure that you match them all. Each definition will only go with one vocabulary word, so you won't use anything twice. All right, part 2 is now asking you to use that vocabulary to solve some problems. And so they're asking you to circle the answer choices that best represent each statement. So in question 10, they're stating that they want you to circle the homozygous dominant genotypes. So we have to break down our vocabulary, right? These are 3 vocab words. So let's work backwards. Genotypes, we know that's referring to the genetics, right? So this is the actual genetic code. Doesn't matter what it physically looks like. We only care about the alleles right now. We're looking for dominant alleles. Remember, dominant hide the recessive. They are the allele that's read first, and a perfect example is eye color. Brown eyes are dominant to recessive color of either blue, hazel, green, gray. I think that's all the options you have. And so we're looking for dominant, we're looking for a capital letter. So we always write the dominant with capital. And then homozygous. So the root homo, if you remember, means same. So homozygous is going to be 2 of the same allele. So we're looking for 2 dominant alleles, 2 genes. So we'll take our circle and we will drag it, and I see a perfect example. Capital B is homozygous because it's the same, and it is dominant because they are both capital. There might be more of those in there. I'll let you find them on your own. I do want to point out when we get to, these will all work the same, but when we get down to number 13, notice it changes to phenotype, not genotype. And if you remember, phenotype is the physical appearance. So no longer are we assessing what the genetic combo is, but we're trying to picture which of these would show that dominant trait. And then same thing down here, which of these would show that recessive trait. All right, that is part 2. Part 3 is asking you a couple questions just to check your knowledge about how Punnett squares are set up and how they work and the information they can tell you. So those will be just written answers, should be a sentence or 2, nothing longer than that. So don't write me a book, just show me that you understand them. And then we're going to move on to page 2, which has our last and 4th part on it. I want you to note this at the top. There are 5 problems below, and you can choose any 3 that you like. So don't do all 5, just do 3, unless you really want to do 5. It's totally up to you. But you only have to do 3. So let's start the first one together. In fruit flies, brown bodies, capital B, are dominant. So use the capital because it's dominant. Remember, we name it after the dominant color. Black bodies will have a little b because they are recessive. Now that little b just means they are not brown, if you remember correctly. This one's tricky because B also could stand for black, but the little b, the lowercase, means it is not the dominant trait. So we always use the same letter. Even if this was red bodies, we would still use a lowercase b. So they're asking you to cross a black fruit fly with a heterozygous fruit fly, determine the phenotypic and genotypic ratio of their offspring. So phenotypic is physical appearance, genotypic is the genetic combo, and they want you to show it in ratios of their offspring. So let's set this up first. So cross a black fruit fly. Well, we know that black is symbolized by lowercase b. Autocorrect is going to try and fix this for you, so do catch that. And in order for it to show up black and be recessive, there can't be any dominant, right? So they didn't tell us that it was homozygous recessive, but we know it has to be because that fly looks black, right? Now, for the other fly, they're saying a heterozygous fruit fly. So hetero means different. So we have a capital B And we have a lowercase b, and that has to be our only option because that's the only way to get two genes, or two alleles, sorry, that are different for that gene. All right, now we're going to perform our Punnett Square to figure out what their potential offspring could be. So essentially you take this top row and follow it down, and so each one would have a little b in that, I should say column, that's not a row, is it? So little b, ooh, I bolded instead. Little b, let's unbold that. All right, and then same thing for here. So we're going to follow this column down. So this would be, it's going to be fun for y'all to type in these. They're tiny little text boxes. So little b and little b. Okay, so we have filled in using this parent's contribution. Now we need to go across. So now we're going to add in this parent, the brown fly's contribution. So to this potential offspring, they're going to put in a big B. And it doesn't matter what order, like which one you put on the top versus which one you put on the side, but we always want to put the capital letter first, just like if we were spelling a word that started with a capital, that always goes first. Okay, so if we take this parent and mix it, well, they're only adding another little b. So little b, little b. And so our answer to this one is going to be, let's do the phenotype first, and then we'll do our genotype. So our phenotype, that's the physical appearance. How many of our fly babies over here could potentially look brown? We always start with the dominant one. So I see 1 because there's a dominant trait there, and 2. So we've got 2 brown. And remember when you're doing ratio, you always use a colon. But it's basically saying for every 2 of one thing, you're going to have how many of the other. And so if we look how many of these will show up black, we have little b, that will look black because it's only recessive, and same thing for that one. So 2 brown to 2 black. Or you could write that 50% brown, 50% black. Either of those ways that you write it is just fine by me. Genotype is looking a little more specifically. So this is looking at the actual alleles. And so if we look here, we have 1 heterozygous, 1 heterozygous. Okay, so that is 2 heterozygous, 2 compared to ratio. We have little b, that's 2 of the same. So that would be 2 homozygous recessive. And again, you could also put, and I'll put it in parentheses here as a reminder, you could put, 50% if you didn't want to do the 2, because it's half of them, right? And so if one of these had the dominant and the rest all had recessive, then that would be 25% dominant and 75% recessive. So you're welcome to use percentages or numbers. I am okay with either. I think percentages is actually easier for, ooh, I'm not getting that percentage sign in there. Easier for people to kind of understand. It's like a 50-50, so you have a half a chance of getting a black fly or a half a chance of getting a brown fly, but it's up to you what you want to do. And then you're going to solve 2 more of those. Read the questions carefully because some of them are asking you for those ratios, whereas some of them, like this one, says what percentage of their offspring will have yellow fruit. And so it doesn't care about the rest of it, it just wants you to interpret it. All right, that is long instructions for this practice worksheet, but I've already given you 1 here, so you need to choose 2 more to do on your own. And let me know if you have any questions. You can get me on email or chat.